school system's doing well, their enrollment is actually going up. Over the past 4, 5, 6 years, their student population is up 8, 9, 10,000 students. In schools that they actually closed down for under-enrollment a few years back, they're starting to reopen that. And not that they're doing everything perfect, or not that every lesson is applicable there, but as we think about the challenges, I want all of us to think about what are the potential solutions, what are the places that are sort of bucking these trends and doing it a better way. But I'll stop there. I don't want to go on too long, but thank you so much for your thoughtfulness. Thanks for your willingness to share, and it's a great opportunity for my team to listen and learn and figure out how to move forward together. So I'll stop there and turn it over to Master Rich. Thank you.
CPS closed Farron High School, a school that was not failing, and consolidated the students into Beethoven. Of course, the resources did not follow the students. In 2011, only 58% of students met or exceeded standards. This is sabotage, and the same story can be repeated and repeated over and over again. Dyett High, my former school, was turned from a middle to a high school in 1999. The same year, King High School was turned into King College Preparatory, receiving $25 million, while Dyett received little money to transform. Dyett's first graduating class had no honors programs, no library. In 2009, Dyett had a nationally recognized restorative justice program. That year, Dyett had the highest increase in graduation and college attendance rates in all of Chicago public schools. They also had the highest decrease in student arrest. CPS's response? They cut the restorative justice program, took away classes like Life After Dyett and AVID that helped these students to reach their success. In 2011, Dyett had no art teacher, though art is required to graduate, and seniors had to take art online. Now my former classmates are walking through the back door of their school like sharecroppers from the 1930s. We submitted a course comparison sheet that compares the courses between Dyett High School, my former school, Lakeview, a neighborhood high school that's a couple blocks away from the mayor's house, and a selective enrollment school, Northside College Prep. Schools like Lakeview have 12 AP classes, while Dyett has 0. They have STEM and AVID and career academies, while Dyett has nothing. They have darkroom photography and jazz, while Dyett students had to take art online. This is not bad teaching. This is not bad students or parenting. This is district low expectations. I love Dyett. The teachers and students were like my extended family. I was forced to leave because I wasn't getting the tools I needed to be college ready. Let me go over this again on reclaiming the civil rights movement. Martin Luther King says to judge not by the color of the skin, but by the content of the character. So my judgment of the DOE is based off how you plan to right the wrongs that you have let happen in the first place.
Co-chairperson of Keep the Vote, No Takeover. I have in our organization, which I head, Black Parents for Quality Education, and have headed it since 1972, where we closed the elementary school because they did not want our black children, when we moved into that neighborhood, to have the same quality education that white children had. So we closed the school down for 2 weeks. It made history. We closed the school down by blocking the doors and saying nobody gets into our school until we have a say-so about our children's education. I come from a bad background, and my background is this: if our children don't get education, there's no liberation and there's no freedom. And I'll fight to hell to make sure that they get an education. Now let's talk about racism. Racism is well and alive in this country.
Yes, it is.
We are the descendants of slaves.
Yes.
We are now reversing back to slavery. Backwards never, forward ever. All of you can remember those words. Now let me tell you about Detroit. Worked hard over the years to send my children to college. 4 children, engineer, one works in the DIA. The other one lives here, and she works with a biochemical company. I have another son that is an engineer also. My grandchildren are engineers, lawyers, S-I-M, and we came from the Detroit Public Schools because I had choice. You weren't gonna put my children in nobody's room that wasn't teaching. I had choice because I said to the system, if you don't teach, get out. And what did I do? One teacher didn't teach.
That's right.
What I did was close the door and chase him around the room, and he left the city. I don't have time. Time is of the essence. We don't have time to talk about all this that we're talking about. They know what's happening. They know what we're going through. I'm not going to spend my time with that. I came here to demand. I ain't asking for not a damn thing. I'm telling you, I am demanding for our children. We pay the money. We send our children to the school. They are our schools. They are our children. It is our money. That's my attitude over all these years. I'm going to tell you about Detroit now. The worst situation you ever seen. Arnie Duncan said we were the worst education system, and he comes along with all these experimentations and makes it even worse. I know what worse is. All the things that are happening to us are by design. By design. By design. They don't want our children to have an education. But we do, and we'll fight to the death to get our education. We started off with over 300 schools. Guess what? We got 93 schools left with all these charters and all these experiments, EAA, and what all these other schools, EAA and charter schools, and they got us divided into fractions. It's schizoid in Detroit. We don't even know what's going on. And the person that is running the schools, the emergency manager, was the vice chairperson of General Motors. He don't know nothing about no education. And then they sent someone from Kansas named Covington for EAA schools, supposed to be a whole new statewide district. The only people that's in that district is us, our children. Supposed to be failing schools. You all know what's happening. We send in the Title VI complaint. Don't play with me.
Right.
As we say in law school, I attended the Detroit College of Law. Res ipsa loquitur. Any lawyers in the room, stand up and tell them what it means.
Stand up.
The thing speaks for itself. We don't have to tell them anything. They know.
They know.
Let me say this to you, Sojourner Truth. I came to tell the truth. Today is the day that we mark the lines. That's right. Step over it, and we will push you back farther than you have pushed us back. Action on the civil rights complaints that some of you have already started investigating. But the one that you said you're really trying to see if you have the right to investigate is the one that's keeping our children down.
That's right.
And that's emergency manager law set up to keep our children down. You need to investigate that because it's a crime. Everything that's happened to us, everybody should go to jail. Thank you for listening.